the second archetype coming out in the Secret Slayer set, Eldlich, the Golden Land slash Eldlixir deck that's meant to help support zombies. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe. I'm hoping to have more content coming out in the next week. But listen up for that, guys. I might be giving you heads up and details and stuff like that in another video. But today we're going to talk about the Eldlich support. I really like this deck. Out of the three archetypes coming out in Secret Slayers, this is the one I think the closest to having meta relevance, mainly just because of how the deck operates and how it floats between each other. So without further ado, let's get into it. 2 Eldlich the Golden Lord. This helps facilitate your spells and traps. Do not run less than 2. If you only run 1 and your opponent calls by the grave it shuts down all the spells and traps in the decks from fully reaching their full potential. So definitely run just 2 of them, at least. If you run 3, go for it. I don't know what the true ratio is yet for it, but I'm running 2 currently. I might put the 3rd in and take something else out instead for it, but at the minute I'm just running the 2. Then I run the Doom King field spell set, so 2 Tin Eldlich, a Necro World Banshee, Glow Up Bloom, 3 Zombie World, Card Destruction, Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn, just to help with the control aspect of the deck. We are running 1 Jacko Bolem. This is to help get dead cards like Mizuki and Glow Up Bloom from our hands into the graveyard to help facilitate the plays further. Like I said, I am running the Necro World Banshee Mizuki. Sharinary Solitaire, this is to help get in the Glow Up Bloom and Unizombie. This is to help facilitate the deck further, get stuff like the Doom King or the Necro World into the graveyard so that I can get Zombie World or plays for my opponent's turn going up next. We then run into the spell cards. This is 3 of the special summon from hand or deck. If you don't control an Eldlich, and they all have this line of text, if you don't control an Eldlich, you have to special summon an Eldlich monster with this effect, and then you're locked in the zombies for the rest of the turn. And then all the Eldlixirs have this ability where you banish from grave to set in a Golden Land card directly from the deck. However, you can only use 1 of those effects per turn. So the spell card's only really good during your turn. The trap card and the quick play are only as well as the quick play can only be used during the turn, but the trap can be used during either player's turn for the banish effect. So you can set up for your turn plays on the next turn for the trap card, but not with the 2 spell cards. Of course, this is a run card destruction. This is to get the spells and traps out of the hand so they can be banished for cost to get stuff out that you might need. Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn. Eldixir of White Fate. This special summons from hand to graveyard. All the spells and traps for the Eldlixirs have ability of special summon from 2 locations, and they're not all the same. So the first one was deck and hand, this one is hand and grave, and the trap card is deck or graveyard. But they all have that restriction: if you don't control an Eldlich, you have to special summon an Eldlich, and so on and so forth. Cursed Elderlando. You pay 800, add an Eldlich or Golden Land cards directly from your deck. You can't declare attacks from monsters except zombies. And then if this card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard, you can send an Eldlich or Golden Land spell or trap from the deck to the graveyard. Help facilitating those plays, searching out for what you need. Your 3 Zombie World, obviously, so you can control the board. That's the 3 trap card, the special summons from deck or graveyard. You then have your Golden Land cards. These have a similar in the graveyard effect, except they have to be done during the end phase of that turn. And they all have an effect where if you control, they special summon themselves in a creature, and if you have the Golden Lord out on the board, they do an additional effect. So Conquistador pops a card, Guardian reduces a monster's attack to 0, and Yugioh banishes a card from the graveyard. These 2 I only run 1 of. They're not great. They're more to help facilitate to find the Eldixir cards. It's more like a Conquistador because it pops, it helps control the board a lot more, and it prevents further plays from happening. You then have the 2 counter traps, which essentially, if a spell trap or monster effect is activated while you control an Eldlich, aka the Golden Lord, you can negate the activation by tributing a zombie and destroying the card. I run 2 of them. They can be searched with the Eldixir cards, which is great, but they can't search anything out during the end phase, so you only really get the 2 of them, and that's about it. Extra deck, I run the Mayakashi engine. I'll not go into too much detail about them, but I also run, on top of that, Crystal Wing, a Clear Wing, 2 Necro Dragons, because when Zombie World's out, you can sort of get a big beat stick out and special summon zombies from either graveyard to your field, which will help facilitate play further. Black Rose, just to help nick the board. Boral Load and Boral Sword, just to help with OTKs. And the Vampire Suckers, which, if you control Zombie World, allows you to special summon a lot of zombies, draw a lot of cards, and helps keep the deck going. For the sideboard, this is mainly where I'll focus on cards that will showcase the weakness of the deck. So for example, Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler, to help slow your opponent down, so that if you've bricked on your turn, you can sort of claw your way back and get a good turn going off. Book of Life, this is to help deal with pesky decks that use the graveyard a lot, get banish some key pieces so that you can special summon your zombies out. Call by the Grave, again to deal with hand traps because the deck decks, they do a lot of searching. The only benefit to the zombie deck is it doesn't search, it sets directly to the field, so it bypasses things like Ash Blossom and stuff like that, which is great, but they're there for like things like Effect Wheeler, Ghost Ogre, stuff like that. The other trap card, if you control an Eldlich monster, you can activate one of these effects, shuffle 3 banished Eldlixir spells and traps to destroy the board, and shuffle 3 golden land, or just shuffle 3 golden lands into the deck, and have your opponent's life and gain that much life. The blowing up the whole board effect is much better, however, as you'll probably see, it's kind of hard to get all 3 of them out. Usually you're wanting to rely on the pick play and the trap card. The normal spell you will get, but the fact that you have to have 3 banished ones with different names, and you also have to hard draw this card can't be searched within its own archetype, makes it sort of a dead card. I run it in the sideboard in case I need to, if I'm doing a lot of banishing or my opponent has like Macrocosmo out, I can sort of use this card and then get the effects off to blow up the board, which would be really nice. And then I run 3 Rivalry of the Warlord. This is just for the zombie control aspect, and to help lock the board down. Overall, this deck is really good, and I kind of hope that not a lot of the deck is short printed. With the way Konami is short printing things, I do have a couple of ideas what they could short print, mainly being the Cursed Elderlando and the normal spell card. These cards are great starter cards. They help facilitate the deck, help the deck get going. So if it was to me, these would be the cards I would say Konami will probably short print. So keep an eye out for them, see what the ratios are like, and if you pull them, you'll probably get the money cards out of these 3. The rest of them aren't too bad. If there was another short printed card, I would assume it would be either the normal trap card or the counter trap card, because they're just such good cards. I don't see them short printing the boss monster, but because it's similar to like how Ray works. Ray makes the deck work, so they need this to sort of help make the deck go. But I would say it'll be one of those 3 cards will be the short printed one. But like I said, guys, this is the deck that has the most potential to be meta. So if you do want to build this, I would say keep an eye out. If you have the zombie cards already, keep a hold of them, because if this deck becomes meta relevant, you will be sitting on very good trade value for players if you want to get something else. But I'm going to move on to the replays now, guys. This will show the weakness and strengths of the deck, how the deck works and stuff like that. It can brick very badly. In a couple of the replays, I'll show you the deck can brick. And if it does brick, it doesn't have a way of rebounding quickly. But when it does go off, it is very hard to deal with. And that's that, guys. Enjoy the replays, and I hope to see you in the next video.